Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello. So as you all know, I love 3D printing and painting miniatures, mostly for like tabletop gaming, kill teams, Dungeons and Dragons, Hero Quest, that sort of thing. But every now and then I like to just sort of paint something, well, something a little bit different, and that's what I've done here. So yeah, it's kind of like a little miniature, or part of a miniature, in a little frame. And yeah, this is what I'm going to show you how I've made and painted. So excuse how I look here guys, I've just got back from painting my studio. Obviously I use the word studio loosely here. It is a spare room in a house. But yes, I'm a bit of a state. So I'm going to use some good old Syria tech resin. I've got a link down below guys where you can get 5% off. This is really well priced resin anyway. And the one I like to use is the fast resin. As the name implies, obviously you can print things out faster. As you can see here, it's quite wet, this resin. There's probably a better term for it than wet, but that's what I'm going to go with. And this is also an ABS-like resin, meaning your prints won't sort of snap easily. There's a bit more flex to it, which is pretty cool. So this is the miniature that I founded. I wanted to go for a bust type figure. As I say, I don't really want to paint the legs or anything. It's more the torso I'm interested in. I'll leave a link down below to where you can get hold of this one. And it's free, which is pretty awesome. So as you can see though, I printed mine out, or put mine in a little frame. So what I want to do is cut his back off, which is simple enough to do with this little software. This is obviously the same software that I use to make the supports and everything else. But yeah, it's easy enough to say to slice this in half. I could have done this in Tinkercad as well. Obviously another free little package which I do use quite a lot of. But yeah, for this one, it was simply a case of putting sort of the magic line where I want it to go. It slices the thing in, well, half almost. And the good thing here is if you wanted to keep the back half you could, but obviously in my case I don't, so yeah, we'll delete that. And yeah, there we go, there's the miniature with a nice flat back, so I can put him in the little photo frame that you saw earlier on. So yes, I've finally got the stuff ready to be able to do some time lapse of all the prints I do, which is just going to be awesome. I say I've not quite fully moved into the studio yet. So, but when I do, there's going to be lots of time-lapse videos. So I'm going to try and purposely find some larger items to print. So good old Syria Tech, fast ABS resin. Love this stuff. And the fact it comes in these big 5-litre bottles. So if you are going to print lots of stuff off, yeah, I would highly recommend getting the larger bottles. Because obviously it works out cheaper. And use my discount down below for good old 5% off. So he's printed out perfectly as always. Yeah, I'll put it in some warm water. This has gone through my my cleaning station. Again, once I get into the studio guys, I'll be able to show you a lot more detail of all the steps I do, because well, I'll have room to be able to film stuff, which is good. So yeah, this is what I was talking about, the ABS type resin. I love it as well, not just because the prints, when you do use them, they're not as brittle, but it also makes taking supports off a whole lot easier, because these supports kind of like bend rather than snap. So this has been through my my wash station. It's in my little pot of warm water. But clearly, as you can see, if I'm going to print larger miniatures off, I'm going to need a bigger pot, because this one barely fits in. But yeah, good old bendability there. So this came out perfectly. Obviously, there are a lot of little supports that I need to sort of clean off, which I'll do, well, I have done now. So his arm, I kind of repositioned it a little bit because of the fact that this is going to go in a box. So as you can see, yeah, a little bit of green stuff there just to fill in the gap. And so, yeah, priming these things. This has now been primed in matte black, and then Zenithal highlighting from one side. And then I'm going around and doing a bit of dry brushing with white just to hit the edges. And I'm finding I love this, absolutely love this now. So it is a bit of a Zenithal Slapchop kind of thing. But I really do love having the miniatures, especially the large ones like this, where there is such a contrast in the colours underneath. So yeah, the Zenithal highlighting from just one area. Yeah, it certainly works a treat. And so when you come to use the speed paints on this, obviously it makes a big difference. And I'll have to admit, this is one of the things I love about painting, is the fact that sometimes we can change what we like. So yeah, so 1 minute I like the grim dark sort of style, then I like the nice sort of brighter colours, and now I'm doing something which is a combination of the two. So obviously one half of this guy is going to look nice and vibrant and colourful, and the other one definitely a lot darker, dingier, and more obviously like he's in the shadows, which I absolutely love. So yeah, using one of my favourite green paints, old Gilly Dew. Yeah, love how this one comes out. But say, especially here, like on his face, you can really see that real sharp contrast between being light and dark. And yeah, I think you're going to see quite a lot of miniatures painted this way now, just because I just love the variety it gives in the skin. And yeah, I think it adds a bit more realism to a lot of sort of painted miniatures, that they are so different in the vibrance of one side of their face to the other. And yeah, absolutely love how this has come out. And it definitely makes a nice change as well to paint something larger rather than say the little sort of miniatures, because obviously most of the miniatures I paint, their sizes range from sort of 30mm to maybe 60mm for the big old bosses. But to paint something this size, yeah, definitely a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyment, especially when obviously my eyesight isn't the best. So sometimes painting something larger, yeah, there's no strain on my eyes, and again, it's more fun. I can try out more things on something bigger, and yeah, so just love how it comes out. I love painting. I think you guys know that one now. If you've watched a lot of my videos, yeah, I get super excited about printing and painting pretty much all sorts. So yeah, guys, what have you got on your desk at the moment? What are you currently painting? Whether it's a printed miniature or just like a normal brought miniature, I'd love to sort of hear what you guys are up to. That's something I love about this sort of this hobby. It's great to share what we're doing, whether it's tips, techniques, and all that kind of stuff, or just generally talking about what we're doing. This is definitely one of those hobbies I reckon we could all sort of sit around a table, painting whatever it is we're painting, and just chatting and gossiping like a bunch of old ladies doing knitting, I guess. No offence to knitting ladies. Yeah, I'm just saying it's that kind of a hobby that you can share it with other people of all experiences as well. So there's the other thing I always sort of say: never compare yourself to anyone. Just do what you want to do. Have fun with it. Definitely try out new techniques. And that's why, again, I love watching other people paint, just to sort of see, well, what they're doing, how they're doing it, and if it's something that I can sort of take into my painting. I say, if you watch my videos from like when I first started this channel, you will see I have changed quite a lot in how I paint. Obviously, my enjoyment of painting, and yeah, every day, every week, I'm sort of finding out new things about painting, trying new things, and just loving the hobby so much more because of it all, and because of all you guys, with all your sort of tips, techniques, all the comments you leave down below, what you're painting, what you want to see me paint, or how you want to see me paint. Absolutely love it all. I know if you are new here, yeah, I do waffle. You'll get a lot of painting channels where they talk about what they're painting. Yeah, I kind of find it self-explanatory. You can see on screen what bit I'm painting. Obviously, the colour that I'm painting will pop up. So, yeah, I don't really need to sort of tell you what I'm doing blow by blow, which is why I do kind of waffle and talk about, well, other stuff. And also the big thing on my mind at the moment is my studio, spare room. But obviously the studio sounds a whole lot nicer than I'm in my spare room. So I've had this channel now just over 4 years, and all the videos you'll ever see on my channel are me sitting at a desk in my living room. And I'm always going on about lack of space. Well, I've got a room to play with now. So yeah, definitely no lack of space, as there's, well, a lot more space. And I can't wait to show you guys. So I should be in about 2 weeks. 3 weeks tops. So at the moment I'm going around painting. I have got loads of units and bits and pieces, and obviously LED lights. Yeah, there can be LED lights all over the shop. And yeah, I can't wait to give you a little studio tour and just show you how much room I have got, and the fact I can have more printers set up and laser engravers and all kinds of bits and pieces that normally I have to put away in a cupboard. I get them out to use them and then put them away again. So to have everything out and staying out, yeah, I can't wait, guys. Yeah, I really am a kid in a sweet shop. Anywho, back to talking about the miniature that I am painting. Yeah, so I love how this guy is looking. Definitely a nice bit of detail in this chap. And I say to do something a little bit different, as in putting this in a little photo frame, is pretty cool, because obviously it's a nice way to, well, to mount something on the wall and kind of like show off what I have painted. So I'm definitely enjoying spending more time priming and kind of prepping a miniature ready to use the speed paints on, as in the sort of priming with black, and then using the Zenithal sort of highlighting with a white from an angle, or in this case more of one side, and then then doing a bit of dry brushing with white just to hit the edges, just to get them that little bit more highlighted, obviously. Again, spending more time prepping and priming does make things look a whole lot better when you just obviously slap on the old speed paints. I mean, I must admit, speed paints for me definitely been a godsend, and definitely changed my whole sort of outlook, style of painting, and obviously enjoyment of painting, as these really work so well. Again, it does feel like cheating sometimes, as these do all the work. Which is awesome, because it then can turn people into, people that don't normally like painting or aren't any good at it, to being able to enjoy painting, because they are going to get something reasonably well out of it. So definitely tabletop ready. Obviously, whether this would win any competitions, who knows? Although we might find out soon, because one of my next videos is me painting something for the first time to enter into a competition. So yeah, again guys, I did ask last time, but if you know of any painting competitions sort of coming up, or how to enter any, whether they're online ones or physically going somewhere, then please do let me know, as I want to have a go at painting miniatures for a competition. It's still going to be fun. I'm not going to take things seriously. In fact, I don't think I'd ever take anything too seriously, because that's just not really my nature. But yeah, I would like to sort of enter into competitions just for, the fun of it, really. The fun of it and the experience. So yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. So yeah, this chap, it didn't take long at all. Again, I think when you paint with speed paints, nothing's going to take too long. Really enjoyed painting him. So it was nice to do something on a larger scale. Still a miniature, but yeah, definitely nice to try something a bit different. And again, that's this hobby. It's all about trying new things, doing different things, and yeah, just having fun with it all. So something else I have enjoyed doing in definitely the last sort of few videos, and that's putting a wash over speed paints. So that's why here I'm just sort of like highlighting his lips, making them a bit lighter, because I'm going to be putting on a wash over this, so I want the wash to sort of be lighter on his lips. Same with the eyes. Obviously I'm going to paint the eyes white here. Again, this is another reason why I think I'm going to enjoy painting larger miniatures more, just because, I can have a go at doing the eyes. They're still going to look boss-eyed, cross-eyed, or whatever else. But yeah, at least they're being bigger. I've got more chance of getting them done. So yeah, this is why I want to do the lips here, because I'm now going to go over the whole thing with this blush red wash by GreenStuffWorld. Again, I've done it in a few videos, and I absolutely love it, because it does obviously give a bit more variation, especially in skin tone. So when this dries, his skin is still going to look very green, but it's going to have a few hints of, almost like a pink or a lighter skin colour, which I really like. So definitely with his lips there, it's going to make his lips definitely look a lot lighter, pinker, or in this case possibly a bit redder. But as you can see, again, doing that Zenithal highlighting, so one side of this dude is very light, the other side dark. I love how that's come out on the skin, especially his face. I mean, this is why I'm enjoying painting so much more now, because when I first started painting, the miniature would almost look like a cartoon. It'd be very rich in whatever colour it was. No sort of difference in tonal skins or highlighting or darkness and all that kind of stuff. Whereas now, so his skin is going to be very different from one side to the other. And yeah, doing this bit of red over the green as well. Absolutely love it. Again, it was a happy little accident. I thought I'd have a go at doing it in a video a few weeks ago. Loved how it came out. And now I can't stop doing it. So skin, I think it's always going to have some sort of wash over the top. Whether it's a contrasting wash or like a reddy, pinky kind of one. But yeah, washes over speed paints. Absolutely awesome. Although that being said, I've kind of always used a wash over the silver sort of parts, just because the metallic colours never seem to really have that sort of depth in them. So yeah, a wash always goes over those. And that's this dude almost done. Just going to try and bring his sort of teeth. Obviously, I want them to look like they're relatively whitish on the tips, and then get darker as they go towards the jaw, just where obviously he's eaten loads of food, or had eaten loads of food, because obviously he's kind of brown bread now. But yeah, so just going around over anything that's kind of like bony, and just making some sort of highlighted bits on the tips. Again, yeah, just having fun with it, experimenting, watching obviously other people on how they paint, and yeah, absolutely love how he's come out. And there we go. Yeah, I'm really pleased how he's come out. Yeah, I love that sort of the dark look and the light look to his body and his face. I think that's worked really, really well. So that is something you're going to see me doing quite a bit of now, just because, yeah, absolutely love it. So if you were to print this guy normally, he does come with a little sort of plinth or base to go on. But obviously, as I've mentioned at the beginning of the video, yeah, I've sliced him in half, or sliced the back off, just so it's nice and smooth, just to go into a little frame. And the frame itself, yeah, this was, well, an MDF frame. And I cut that out on my Creality laser engraver. And then just 3D printed, well, that sort of front for it. Yeah, ignore that little bit that's cut out that I've got my thumb over. I had to cut that out just to accommodate his bow. So this is where I tried to move his arm in a position, but clearly didn't move it enough. So the bow, yeah, it was kind of like hitting the frame. So the best thing to do, yeah, cut that bit of the frame out. And then he's ready to glue in. So it's just fun to do something different. This guy that can be sort of mounted on the wall. As I say, I love how he's come out. I think he looks really good. Yeah, I mean, you guys might not. But again, this is where beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And my eye, yeah, I really enjoyed painting him. Love how he looks. And yeah, Zenithal, Slapchop, priming, prepping, all that kind of thing is definitely the way to go. So guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, leave some comments down below, and if you can, share this video anywhere possible, as obviously it does help this channel out so much. As always, anything you want to see me paint or try and have a go at painting, by all means let me know. And if you've seen any other sort of busts like this, yeah, again let me know. As well, I want to do a few of these. This could be like a little mini series of painting a bust in a frame. There you go. Okay guys, you'll take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.